Welcome back to the channel Numisma Hub channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's exciting video, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most surprising and valuable modern coins in United States history. Top 6 first. Up to 1965 Roosevelt dime. Yes, a coin that many overlook in their pocket change could actually be worth thousands of dollars today. At first glance, the 1965 dime might seem like any other. It features the familiar profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But don't be fooled. Some extremely rare 1965 dimes have fetched life-changing prices at auctions due to a historic minting era. To understand why this dime is so valuable, we have to go back in time. Before 1965, U.S. dimes were made of 90% silver. However, due to the rising price of silver, the U.S. Mint changed the composition to a clad. The year 1965 was the turning point. Here's where the magic lies. A small number of 1965 dimes were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchettes intended for 1964 dimes. These transitional errors are incredibly rare, and when found, can be worth $5,000 to over $10,000 depending on the condition and the collector market. So how can you tell if you're holding one of these golden silver tickets? Start by checking the edge of your dime. Regular clad 1965 dimes will show a copper-colored edge, but a genuine silver dime will have a solid silver edge, with no copper stripe visible. You can also weigh your coin. A typical clad dime from 1965 weighs about 2.27 grams, but a silver dime from that era will weigh approximately 2.5 grams. That tiny difference in weight can mean a big difference in value. But here's the twist: most of these valuable 1965 silver dimes were caught early and destroyed by the mint. That's why finding one in circulation is so rare. Only a few dozen verified examples exist today, which makes them a collector's dream. One 1965 silver dime graded by PCGS as MS66 sold for over $9,000 at auction. That's right, a coin sold for nearly 10 grand. And the price keeps climbing as collectors hunt for these elusive errors. There's even more excitement in this story. Some 1965 dimes have been discovered with other striking anomalies such as off-center strikes or double dies. While not as valuable as the silver errors, these rare dimes can still sell for hundreds of dollars. The 1965 dime has also become a hot topic among YouTube collectors, TikTok influencers, and online auction houses. It's no longer just a coin, it's a viral treasure hunt, sparking new interest in pocket change and coin roll hunting. Many lucky people have found these dimes in old coin jars, inherited collections, or even in coin rolls from the bank. Imagine turning $10 worth of dimes into a $10,000 payday just by spotting one rare silver gem. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC are crucial when it comes to verifying the authenticity and value of your 1965 dime. A verified grade boosts the coin's value dramatically and gives buyers confidence in the purchase. If you think you have a valuable 1965 dime, don't clean it or alter it in any way. Cleaning can damage the surface and decrease its value significantly. Handle it gently and consider professional evaluation before doing anything else apart from the silver transitional era. Even high-grade regular 1965 dimes in mint state condition can be worth more than face value. Coins graded MS67 or higher are rare and desirable to collectors. The 1965 Roosevelt dime has become one of the most talked about modern era coins in American numismatics. It's a perfect example of how a simple minting mistake can create value beyond imagination. What's fascinating is that many people still don't know about this valuable coin. That means you have a real shot at finding one, especially if you start searching today through your old collections or bankrolls. So how much is the rare 1965 silver dime really worth in today's market? Depending on its condition and grading, the value can range from $3,000 to $12,000 or more. That's a massive return on a 10-cent investment. Even if you don't find the exact silver version, your search could lead you to other valuable coins from the 1960s, including double dies, off-center strikes, and rare mint marks that also carry significant value. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye on every dime you come across. The 1965 Roosevelt dime could be your ticket to instant wealth, and you never know when one might show up. You've ever come across a 1965 dime that seemed different? We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting and may your next dime be worth a fortune. Next up, have you ever gone through your pocket change and thought, what if one of these coins is actually worth a fortune? Well, let me tell you, if you're holding on to a 1983 Roosevelt dime, you might be clutching a hidden treasure. This isn't just any ordinary 10-cent coin. It's one of the most surprising moneymakers in modern numismatics. Its value could blow your mind. Sit tight, because this dime could change your life overnight. The 1983 Roosevelt dime was minted at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the tiny D mint mark on the front side of the coin, right next to the date. In 1983, millions of these dimes were struck and circulated across the United States. So why is one of them worth more than your monthly paycheck or even your yearly income in some cases? The answer lies in rare errors and pristine condition. Most people think a coin has to be ancient to be valuable, but that's not true. In fact, the 1983D dime is a perfect example of how a modern coin can fetch thousands of dollars in auctions today. The real game changer is how the coin was made, whether it was struck perfectly, and if it escaped the usual wear and tear of everyday use. Mint errors and uncirculated conditions are the key to unlocking big money with this tiny coin. One of the most sought-after versions of the 1983D dime is the full band variety. That's a term collectors use to describe the horizontal lines on the torch on the reverse side of the coin. If those lines are fully visible and not worn down, it means the coin was struck sharply with full detail. Collectors pay top dollar for this crispness, and some full band dimes have sold for over $1,000 to $3,000 depending on condition now. Imagine this, you're sorting through your change and come across a shiny 1983D dime at first. You think, it's just pocket change. But if it has full bands and is in brilliant uncirculated condition, you could be holding a jackpot coin. The reason these dimes are so rare and top grade is because they were mass-produced and quickly entered circulation. Most were used, damaged, or worn out. The real kicker, a 1983D Roosevelt dime graded MS68 with full bands sold for a whopping $4,025 in a heritage auction. That's $4,000 for a coin most people would ignore. The combination of high grade, sharp strike, and full bands designation made this piece stand out. It was a dream coin for any collector and a windfall for the lucky owner. There are also off-center strike errors, double dies, and even missing clad layer varieties in the 1983D dime series. These types of mint mistakes add incredible value because they're freak occurrences during the minting process. A double die, where the coin's image appears doubled due to a striking error, could sell for hundreds or thousands depending on severity. Another rare error involves a misaligned die, which causes the coin's front and back images to be slightly off-center from each other. These misprints are highly collectible and often demand big premiums in the coin market. Combine one of these errors with an uncirculated condition, and you're looking at a five-figure coin. So how do you know if your 1983D dime is worth serious money? First, inspect it carefully under bright light. Use a magnifying glass to check the torch lines for full bands. Look for any doubling in the letters or numbers. Also check the color and surface. Coins with original luster and no scratches or dings are much more valuable. Next, check the edges. A missing clad layer gives the coin a dull copper tone, which looks totally different from the shiny silver-colored coins you're used to. These errors are eye-catching and obvious once you know what to look for. If you find a dime with this kind of error, don't spend it, get it graded immediately. Grading is crucial. The best way to get top dollar for your coin is to have it certified by a trusted third-party grader like PCGs or NGC. These services will examine your coin under expert conditions and give it a grade on the 1-70 scale. A high MS mint state grade combined with errors or full bands can make your coin extremely desirable to collectors and investors alike. Now let's talk about demand. The 1983D dime isn't just rare, it's in high demand. Roosevelt dimes are a staple in coin collections, and collectors love finding high-grade specimens from the 1980s, which were generally not saved in pristine condition. That makes any surviving high-grade examples even more exciting and valuable. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are filled with bidders hunting for these rare 1983D coins. A perfect storm of nostalgia, rarity, and investment potential drives prices through the roof. Don't be surprised if you see bids climbing into the thousands, especially for coins with verified mint errors and top-grade conditions. What makes this story so thrilling is the possibility that a life-changing coin might be sitting unnoticed in your change jar, coin purse, or desk drawer. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes the most extraordinary finds come from the most ordinary places. If you're thinking, could I really get rich off a dime? The answer is absolutely yes if you have the right one. That 1983D dime might be worth 10 cents to a cashier, but to the right collector, it could be worth a small fortune. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to turn spare change into a financial breakthrough? So, the next time you're handed a dime in your change, don't overlook it. Flip it over, check for that little D, examine the torch, and take a closer look. That single coin could be your lucky break. The 1983D dime proves that even in our modern pocket change, treasure still exists. It's time to become your own treasure hunter. Dig through your change, go through those old coin jars, and pay attention to the small details. With a little luck and sharp eyes, your 1983D dime could make you the next viral coin success story. Remember, every valuable coin in someone's collection today was once just ordinary pocket change. The only difference, someone took the time to look a little closer, so don't miss your chance. The 1983D Roosevelt dime might just be your ticket to unexpected wealth overnight. Next up, today's video is going to blow your mind. Imagine finding a tiny dime in your pocket change, a regular-looking 1995p Roosevelt dime, and realizing it's worth not 10 cents, not even $10, but potentially thousands of dollars. That's right. One of the most unsuspecting coins in the US mint's history could secretly be a jackpot hiding in your coin jar. The 1995 Roosevelt dime was minted in Philadelphia, and at first glance it appears like any other common pocket change. But what many people don't know is that certain 1995 dimes are highly valuable due to rare errors, sharp details, and pristine conditions. These coins are becoming extremely sought after in the numismatic market. Over 1.1 billion of these dimes were struck in Philadelphia, so you might think they're too common to be special. But don't be fooled. Among the billions, a few rare examples stand out due to unique minting mistakes or high-grade preservation. These few can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars when graded and sold. So, what makes a 1995 dime valuable? It all starts with mint errors. One of the most famous and valuable kinds of error is the missing clad layer. This means the outer nickel coating is absent, exposing the copper core underneath. It gives the coin a reddish or brownish look. If your 1995 dime looks copper-colored on one side or both, don't spend it. It might be worth serious cash. Another major error to watch for is the off-center strike. These are dimes that were struck when the coin blank wasn't properly aligned with the dies. If the date is still visible and the coin is dramatically off-center, like 10% to 50% off, it can be worth hundreds of dollars to error coin collectors. But that's not all. A double die Obverse DDO on the 1995 dime can boost its value dramatically. This happens when the design elements on the front of the coin, like the word Liberty or Roosevelt's EOP, are doubled. These varieties are rare and are snapped up quickly by collectors willing to pay high premiums. In addition to errors, condition plays a critical role. If your 1995 dime is in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially if it's been professionally graded as MS67 or higher by services like PCGs or NGC, its value skyrockets. While circulated dimes might only be worth face value, those in near-perfect shape can fetch hundreds or even thousands. Let's talk real money now. A 1995 dime graded MS68 by PCGS sold for over $1,400 at auction. That's over 14,000 times its face value. These aren't myths or guesses. These are confirmed sales that prove how serious collectors are about this coin. Another example is a 1995 dime with a missing clad layer on the reverse. It appeared reddish in tone and was authenticated by NGC. This error coin sold for over $600. Imagine finding something like that in a coin roll or a drawer in your home. Even coins with minor but noticeable die clashes, cut breaks, or planchet cracks can be worth more than face value. These unique errors make each coin one of a kind and highly collectible, especially to specialists in error coins. Let's not forget proof-like dimes. Some 1995 dimes show an unusually shiny or mirror-like surface. Even though they're not official proof coins, these place coins, especially if graded highly, can attract premium bids at auctions. You may be wondering, how do I know if my dime is valuable? Great question. The first step is visual inspection. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, discoloration, or alignment issues. Look at the edges. 2 missing reeds can be a sign of an error or altered planchet. Next, consider submitting the coin to a professional grading service. PC and NGC are the two most respected. They'll authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin. And a high-grade or verified error can turn your dime into a high-dollar treasure. If you're unsure about grading, you can also show the coin to local coin dealers or post high-quality images on trusted numismatic forums. Many collectors are happy to help identify potential value and rarity, and some might even offer to buy. Be careful of fakes though. Some people artificially alter coins to mimic missing clad layers or doubled dies. These are usually detectable under close inspection or with weight and metal tests. That's why professional grading is so important for valuable coins. The 1995 dime represents the perfect storm for collectors. Billions were made, but only a few survived in pristine condition or with rare errors. That combination creates scarcity and drives up value in the market. Demand is growing fast. As more collectors focus on modern coins and errors, the value of rare 1995 dimes continues to climb. Every year, auction records are broken. Who knows? Your coin might be the next one to make headlines. Many people are turning to coin roll hunting and estate sale hunting in search of this rare dime. It costs almost nothing to look but could reward you with a life-changing discovery. Why not search your change jar, purse, or car console today? So next time you find a 1995 dime in your change, don't spend it right away. Inspect it carefully. You might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins of the 1990s, a tiny treasure that could change your financial future in seconds. Next up, because hiding in your pocket could be one small coin that holds massive value. We're talking about the 1996 Roosevelt dime. Yes, that tiny 10-cent piece, and believe it or not, it could be worth thousands of dollars in today's collector market. So don't spend it just yet, because in this video we're revealing why this unassuming dime might just change your life overnight. The 1996p Roosevelt dime may look like any ordinary coin you'd find in your pocket change, but certain rare varieties of this coin have shocked collectors with their auction prices. This particular dime was minted in Philadelphia, denoted by the small p mint. While billions of dimes were made in the 90s, only a few select versions of this coin have become insanely valuable. So what makes the 1996p dime so special? It's not just about age. It's about rarity, condition, and minting errors. And in the case of the 1996p, the age is one major factor that drives its value sky high. Unique die errors and full bands. Strikes that have collectors racing to own one. The full bands designation refers to the horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse side of the Roosevelt dime. When those bands are fully struck and clearly visible, the coin can receive the FB designation by grading companies like PCGs or NGC, and that dramatically increases its value. Now, a typical 1996p dime found in circulation might be worth face value, just 10 cents. But a high-grade version, especially one graded MS68 or higher with full bands, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's right, a 10-cent coin worth over $1,000. Let's talk numbers. As of now, a 1996p dime graded MS68 with full bands by PCGS sold for a whopping $1,495 at auction. That's nearly 15,000 times its original value, and the kicker: that's just one known sale. Others may sell for even more depending on demand. So what exactly should you be looking for? First, check the overall condition of the coin. Any scratches, dings, or wear will lower its grade and value. Next, flip it over and examine the torch. Can you see the split horizontal lines in the upper and lower bands? If they're sharp and distinct, you may be holding a full bands variety. But condition alone isn't the only thing that matters. Certain 1996p dimes also contain rare minting errors that make them even more desirable. Off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planshades are some of the rare anomalies collectors pay top dollar for. One known error on the 1996p dime is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, resulting in a partial image on the coin. Some of these errors have sold for $250 to $600, depending on the severity and condition. Another valuable variation is the double die reverse DDR. Though extremely rare on the 1996p dime, a strong double image, especially on the lettering or torch, can cause values to skyrocket. If authenticated, a DDR coin could be worth hundreds or even over $1,000. Want to know if your dime is worth grading? First, handle it carefully. Use gloves or hold it by the edges to avoid fingerprints. Then, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect details like the mint-marked torch bands and overall surface condition. Once you suspect your dime might be valuable, your next step is professional grading. Reputable companies like PCG's Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company can give it an official grade and verify any errors. This is critical to determining real market value. Some collectors have found 1996p dimes in old change jars, coin rolls, or even tucked away in family piggy banks. Imagine discovering one of these tiny treasures in your home. It's like finding hidden treasure where you least expect it. And here's a big tip for coin roll hunters. Banks often still give out customer-wrapped rolls of dimes. Buying $50 worth of dime rolls and searching through them for rare 1996p examples could turn a small investment into a big payday. If you do find a promising coin, document it well. Take high-quality photos in natural lighting and record any visible errors or markings. This helps you when listing it for sale or sending it for grading. Speaking of selling, once your 1996p dime is graded, you can list it on auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stacksbowers. Many collectors actively search for high-grade and error dimes, and bidding wars can send prices soaring. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever. With inflation rising and collectibles increasing in demand, investors are turning to numismatics. The study and collection of currency is a smart way to diversify assets. That's why coins like the 1996p dime are becoming gold mines. Even if you don't find a $1,000 dime, your journey into coin collecting could lead to even more valuable discoveries. Some coins have sold for tens of thousands or more, all starting with a little curiosity and a good eye for detail. The lesson here: never overlook the small stuff. That pocket change jingling in your car cup holder could contain a rare Roosevelt dime with full bands or a unique mint error worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So the next time you get a handful of coins back from the store, take a second look. A 1996p dime might just be sitting there, waiting to reward you with a fortune. All it takes is knowledge, patience, and a little bit of luck. Thanks for watching, treasure hunters. If you enjoyed learning about the hidden value of the 1996p dime, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin in your change. Until next time, happy hunting, and may fortune shine on your next find.